So we're back with Tatum and Jalen, and we were discussing Jalen and his resistance to some authority and some parenting and rules. And Jalen would like to have some easier chores, but we have agreed that doing chores are part of the family. Tatum, do you think his chores are fair for his age?
I do think they're fair for his age. In fact, I think they're a little less than what most kids his age have to do. So I think he could do more.
So, in your opinion, he said it was because he just didn't want to do his chores. Do you think there's any underlying issues, or what's your opinion about why Jalen is resisting his chores and the authority?
I think it's just his age and the mental state that he's in. He's entering 7th grade, and that's the time when kids are finding themselves and they don't want to do what their parents want them to do. They want to do what they think is the right thing to do. So it's just a way that he can rebel without totally rebelling and getting in more trouble.
So, entering 7th grade, things are changing, and that is a rebellion that you can partake in without really getting in trouble, but letting your mom know that you're your own person and you have your own opinion. Does that sound pretty right? So, Mom, with him going into the 7th grade and getting older, what do you think would be the best way to handle his resistance?
The best way that I can see is to take away the privileges that he has, because as he gets older, that's what life does, is it takes away your privileges. You know, if you get in trouble, then you lose driving privileges with too many tickets or whatnot. So if he doesn't do things at home, I think the best way to respond is to take away those privileges.
And has he been responsive to that? Has it impacted him if he doesn't do his chores and you do take away his privileges? Has it had the impact you would like to see from it, or is it?
I don't think it's had the impact that I think it should, but I think it's had enough of an impact that it changes him for a period of time, and then he forgets again and falls back into bad habits.
So when he gets his privileges taken away, how long is it?
The first time is 1 week, and then if it happens again, then it'll be 2 weeks, and then it'll be a month.
So, with that, we need to determine a way to help Jalen be more motivated to do his chores, but giving him a healthy opportunity to rebel. With his age group, there's going to be some rebellion and some independence, because you're beginning to find your own. You're beginning to become your own person. So, what are some possible ways that, first I'll ask you, Jalen, that you feel like you can remind yourself to do your chores, or you can, without your mom having to remind you, or without losing those privileges? What are some things you can do to help you help yourself?
Just have to remember to do your chores every day.
And is there a method that would be better? Do you want your mom to send you? Do you have a cell phone? Mm-hmm. So if your mom sent you, do you want her to send you a text message every day? Mm-hmm. Would that be helpful, or a chore chart up on the wall, or a mirror somewhere? What do you think would help? Both of those things. So if from now until the next time we meet again, we'll ask your mom. Tatum, do you think it's fair if you send him a text message that says, do your chores every day? So from now until the next time we meet, we're going to have your mom send you a text message to do your chores every day. But we also need to consider what will happen if you don't do those chores. Because if she's reminding you every day, then there shouldn't be a reason that they're not done, right? We talked about them, they're pretty simple chores. So what do you think would be an appropriate consequence if you're unable to do your chores this time? Same thing or different? What do you think?
I guess same thing.
Same thing. So you agree that is your computer gets taken away? Okay. So from now until next time, your mom will send you one text message a day that says, "Honey, I love you. Do your chores today." And you're going to get your chores done. And if the next time we meet, we come together and I say, "All right, what's happened since our last visit?" And your mom says, "He didn't do his chores for a whole week." Then the fair consequence is to lose your computer, right? Okay. Excellent. So your mom had mentioned something earlier as well. It's a little contradictory to what you said. You said you would like some easier chores. And your mom said she feels like your chores are pretty easy for the age group you're in and things like that. What do you think about that?
Like what she thinks our chores should be harder.
You don't like that? So you think, do you think your chores are hard? Somewhat? Okay. Because my other question is maybe if you had more physical chores, like mowing the lawn, or, I don't know, you take out the trash. But would it be different if you had, would you be more interested in your chores if it was something that got you up and moving? So like mowing the lawn, or sweeping off your deck, or those would be more interesting to you? So Mom, would you consider changing up his chores?
Yeah, I guess I should have talked to him about what chores he'd like to do when I established the chores. I just assumed that the chores that he was able to do were the ones he wanted to do, not the ones that, like mowing the lawn or sweeping the deck. He's never done those before, so I didn't assign him those chores.
Or another thought is maybe to have your chores rotate. So it's not always the same 5 chores. Is that something else you'd be interested in? So maybe if you make a list of, maybe you and Mom make a list of different chores that need to be done. There's a house list, right? There's chores that need to be done. We all know vacuum, dust, sweep, mop, all that needs to be done. So if you both make a list and then just rotate it through. Week 1, you have these 4 chores. Week 2, these 4. So would it be better if you're not always doing the same chores? Okay. All right. Is there anything else that you guys would like to address today?
Nope, I don't have anything. I think we learned a lot today.
Okay. So just to recap, before our next visit, you guys are gonna, number 1, you're going to make a list of all the chores and pick them through. And number 2, Mom's gonna send a text message every day that says, "Do the chores." And when you come back, if they haven't been done, Mom will have to enforce the revoking your privileges. And those are all acceptable for both of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, and we'll see you guys at our next visit.